Hi there, thanks for stopping by. In this video, I'm going to show you how this beautiful hanging chair comes together. I'll be covering the entire length of the video with tons of details and information about everything. So let's get to it. For these chairs, I'm using regular 4x2 pressure treated, which I buy from one of my local timber suppliers. And we need to cut this 4x2 into strips about 8 mm thick, 2 meters long. And for that we're using this machine, which is called a multi-blade rip saw. Nothing special about it, just gives me what I need, saving me time and money. Make sure all the strips have the same thickness. I'm gonna run them through my thicknesser, taking off no more than 0.5 millimeter each side. And with that done, I move on to applying the glue. But before, I need to remove all the dust, and going through all the strips, I choose the best looking ones that will sit on the outside and the inside of the arches. Spraying some water on each side will add flexibility during the bending process. That will need to soak in for about 10 minutes. Note the greenish color of the timber. That comes from a process in which timber undergoes a pressurized chemical treatment to preserve the wood, which comes in handy for our intended purpose. Using a 4-inch or 10 centimeter long regular paint roller, I make sure the glue is evenly spread on the entire surface of each strip. Fun fact, I've used this roller sleeve for more than 4 months. All it takes is a little bit of cling film to wrap it in, and that's it. At this point, I'm marking the middle of the stack that will align with the middle of the jig I'm using for lamination. Those stainless steel metal strips I'm using are very important, and that is because they stop the jaws of the clamps, leaving some nasty marks on the timber that is being laminated. At the same time, stainless steel doesn't rust in direct contact with the PVA glue I'm using. The last thing I want at this stage is some rusty metal part in direct contact with my timber. Notice the clamps I'm using. These have been modified to make sure the pressure is evenly applied on both the length and the width of the timber. Another fact, each of these clamps applies a pressure of about 250 kilograms, and for the whole length of timber we're looking at, there is a total of over 5 tons. So there's hardly any spring back there, I can tell you that. Given the time of the year I'm recording this, with temperatures outside around 0 degrees Celsius, the curing time for the PVA adhesive has gone up to 3 days. Lovely. But that was okay, because that gave me enough time to finish this geodesic hanging chair. Moving on, it's time to check the results. I'm very happy with it. No gaps between the strips, perfectly flat outside surface, inside as well. It's time to get into the desired thickness, which is 35 millimeters. And for that we're gonna use the thicknesser again, go in light passes until we get what we are looking for. At the end of this stage, sometimes some defects are showing up, like falling knots or pockets of sap. And for the purpose of this video, I'm going to take one of these defects and show you how I'm fixing these problems. And thankfully, the size of this defect is limited to the thickness of the strips of timber I've used for the lamination. So I do a marker line along the defect and then another line across at 90 degrees, and this would be guiding my joiner's cutter. And then I simply plunge the biscuit jointer into the side of the arch, creating a slot. Now the issue is with the commercially available biscuits. By design they are meant to be smaller than the slot, and they're made of a different kind of wood anyway, so I'm making my own. A couple of drops of glue and a little bit of hammer juice plugs that slot to close to perfection. Just have a look at that. If I didn't tell you, you wouldn't know it's there. Next, for comfortable touch, I round over with a 1/4 inch or 8 millimeters router bit all the sharp edges. Now, this particular operation is extremely risky because, especially on the outside of the arch, the timber could very easily split, rendering this arch useless unless I turn into a bowl maker. Coming to my favorite part now, sanding. Yay! For sanding I'm using 60, 80 and 120 grit for a really nice smooth finish, going over all the sides of each arch. Next, using my highly engineered specialized jig, I need to mark the ends of the arches and locations for the holes. With a 12 millimeters drill bit, I make the hole for the support pin. Now I'm finally trimming off the excess along the same marks I transferred earlier from the round jig, using my track saw, which I found to be the easiest way. For a change, I'm doing the other ones in a more traditional way. Here I'm fitting an insert nut on each end of the arch that sits horizontally, holding the backrest together. Next step is to create a flat surface on both top and bottom of the front frame. That's where the brackets will have to sit flush with the timber. And for that, I'm using my orbital sander. And with that detail being added, we're moving on to pre-assembly by drilling all necessary holes, checking the arches are sitting at the correct angles with a square. Spending half the time on the floor looking for my hex key, I finally managed to put in place the horizontal arch that holds the backrest together. All the brackets, the carriage bolts, the dome nuts, and the washers, they are all stainless steel. Notice these two arches that sit at 45 degrees have their ends rounded over, so they easily pivot when the chair is being assembled or disassembled. With the chair pre-assembled, I'm taking a moment there to admire my own work. Now, because this hanging chair is meant for outdoor use, I have to apply some protection. And for that, I need to take it back apart and make sure the preserver goes in every single hole I drilled, every hidden corner or edge. It's time consuming, but it has to be done. As protection, I'm using a clear, high quality, deep penetrating oil based wood preserver for protection against wet rot, insect attack, and wood discoloring fungi. With the protection applied and dry, the chair's frame is assembled back together, ready to receive the webbing, which supports the cushion and, well, hopefully stops me from falling through. Did you get that? Just stapled my finger right there. So there you have it. The chair is finally complete, ready to receive a cushion and me for illustration purposes. And if you live in the UK, these chairs are commercially available. The link in the description will take you directly to my website to the product page where you can make your choice. If you have anything to ask, head to the comments section down below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.